Hi everyone, I'm Wade Hollenbach from Wade's Orchids here. I've been growing orchids for quite a long time, and I've got this nice greenhouse here and a growing collection of orchids, and this is my first video. I hope to have a monthly update on the greenhouse where I'll be showing you things that are blooming and going to be blooming. I also hope to have cultural videos and also videos that will show you the different types of orchids, just to give you information and let you know how vast and varied this orchid family is. Okay, and I'd like to start here with a plant called Seldom Illustre. Seldom Illustre here is a primary hybrid, which means it is between two species. The species involved are Seldom maculatum and Seldom leucocylum. Both of these are from South America, and they grow in intermediate temperatures, which means about 55 degrees nighttime, give or take. Okay? Seldom Illustre puts out, as you can see, a very nicely branched flower spike with a lot of flowers. This has been in bloom already for about 6 weeks and will probably be blooming with this other flower spike for about another 6 weeks, which means that it gives me a total of about 3 months worth of bloom, which is incredible. I just love this thing. It is, as I mentioned, it has Seldom maculatum in, and I am fortunate enough here to have maculatum blooming right now. You can probably see that maculatum has got a lot. It shows the barring and the lip that is carried over to Illustre here. Leucocylum gives the flower count and also the branched habit that Illustre has. I also want to mention this is a variety called Tom's Leopard, which has an HCC AOS, and this was awarded by a friend of mine. Okay, now what I'd like to do is take the camera off the tripod, and we're going to go around and I'll show you some other things that are blooming and talk a little bit about them. Hope you enjoy this. Okay, we're back here. I just want to give you a close-up here of Seldom Illustre so you get a good idea of what the flowers look like. Just beautiful, beautiful things. A lot of markings, spotting and stippling and stripes on a greenish yellow background there with this beautiful, beautiful white lip. Okay. Now we're going to just move around the greenhouse here, and forgive me for any imperfections in the videography here. Things are very, very sunny. The greenhouse right now, it looks like it's about 80 degrees, and I can hardly see my screen here. But we're going to go around and take a look at things. This is what I call the wall, and we've got miniatures here. This is one of them that's blooming right now. It's got its first little flower. It's called Encyclia polybulbin. This will develop a very large mat of plant which will produce hundreds of flowers, and you can see it's just maybe flowers are about 3/4 of an inch, and the plant is maybe an inch tall, and it's mounted on this piece of cork here. It affixes itself to the cork and just grows naturally like you would see in nature. Okay, now we're going to put it back up here. Go to something else that's blooming. This is a large plant that I got from a friend of mine. It's called Maxillaria variabilis, and you can see hiding within the leaves are bunches and bunches of little yellow flowers. Variabilis is called that because the flower color is very variable. It goes from yellow to red, browns, almost a black flower in some cases, but it is a very variable flower. Okay, now let's turn around here, and we're going to look at things. This flower spike has been out for quite a while. It's a small spike on this. It's called Bealera Marfitch. Okay, and that's an awarded flower. Okay, also in the Oncidium Alliance. And we have a couple more plants here in spike of Oncidium Illustre coming along. Right here you can see this is seed pods here. I crossed this is a red and yellow flower. I crossed it with a Brassia, which is a very light green star-shaped flower, and we'll see what we get in a couple of years. Well, more like 4 or 5. But up here, I'm going to take this down. Okay, this is an Ascocentrum cross. It's called Mona Church, and it's a cross between Gary, which is actually I think I refer to it as another species, and it's crossed with Ambulaceum. The flowers on Mona Church can vary through the pink shades and that. This one is orange, and it's just getting back on its feet. It had suffered some hard times before I got it, but it is flowering. Okay, so we'll put that back up and move along here. This one is going to be blooming. This is another Oncidium. Yeah, I love the way the modeling of the leaves are on it. This is called Psychopsis Mendenhall variety Hildos, which has an FCC AOS, and we have a flower spike coming up here. This thing produces a flower spike that stays many years, as many as 12 years I've heard, and there's a little bud just starting to come out. Okay, but we'll keep track of that, and when it blooms I'll be sure to give you some photo shots of it. And let's move around the bench here. Take a look at something else that's got an FCC, which means first class certificate. There's not many of those, maybe 15 at the very most, given out per year by the American Orchid Society. This plant has been around for a long time. It's called Cattleya percivalliana variety Summit, and as I said, it's got an FCC. This is a Cattleya, and the flowers last up to a month. You can see the flower is starting to show some signs of age. This has already been out close to a month, and it has got just a little bit of a fragrance. Puts out 2, sometimes, rarely, 3 flowers on a spike. But it's a beautiful, beautiful thing to see. Okay, and move along here. This is a recent acquisition. I just got that at an orchid show in North Jersey, and I have to take a look at the label here to tell you the exact name. It is Colmenera Massey Red, variety red there. Okay, and it's an Oncidium Alliance cross. See if I can get it to stand up there in its little pot. You can see how the sepals come out almost straight, and also there's what we call a little bit of color break in the lip. That's shows that one of the species involved was Odontoglossum victinense. Okay, it does that a lot to its progeny. Okay, we're going to move down here. Here we have a very, very nice showing of Cymbidium flirtation. Cymbidiums are very nice. This is what's called a miniature Cymbidium. You may not think of it as miniature because that stands a good 2 feet tall. But when you think a standard Cymbidium, stands up to 5 feet. That's why they call this miniature. It doesn't have any fragrance that I know of, but it puts out a very nice show for at least I'd say a couple of months. Flowers on Cymbidiums usually last quite a while. Okay, nice pink flowers there. Now moving along, I pulled this plant out so we could get a better showing of it. This is Phragmipetalum sedenii. Okay, and that is a primary hybrid. I forget at the moment exactly which two species was involved. I think one of them was longifolium, which I'll be showing you later. And you can see it's got apple green on as a base color, suffused with this raspberry purple, which is just elegant. This and many frags are what's called sequential bloomers. You can see there's another bud here. This will keep blooming for pretty much all year. There's another flower spike here with a bud that's getting ready to open and a flower that has been open for about 3 or 4 weeks. This flower is a little not quite as dark purple. The sun's getting stronger now, and as the sun gets stronger, the colors get darker. Also, the flowers get a bit smaller. It's just the way things are. But if I can hold this up here, you can see that it is bloomed here, also here, and it's going to keep on blooming for quite a while. Phragmipetalums are very, very nice. These are wet growers. I actually keep a lot of them on saucers with water in them, which is contrary to almost anything that for any other type of orchid. Okay? Just opening up here, we have this nice little thing. I hope I'm showing this to you okay. I can't even see the screen that to see if I'm getting it in frame right. But this is a hybrid with Fuchs Orange Nugget, I think. Here, we'll pull out the tag and take a look. Yeah, Fuchs Orange Nugget here, crossed with Potanera Love Passion. This is a Cattleya Alliance plant, and it's, as I said, just starting to open up. The flowers will be nice and wide, and it's a bright orange, almost what I call con color, which means that it's only that color. That will last about 3 to 4 weeks. We have some buds coming on another Cattleya here. It looks like it's going to be what I call multi-flower. 5 or more flowers coming in on each spike there. I'll be very interested. I haven't ever seen this bloom before, so we'll see what happens. Here we have a miniature Cattleya. This is SLC Beau's Apricot Gem, and it's been open for close to a month now. Very, very nice thing. You can see the flowers are large in comparison to the plant, and they last quite a while. This has got Sophronitis coccinea in the background on both of its parents. Coccinea is a very, very beautiful orange color, and it's a cool grower. It passes this orange coloring along. Also, Sophronitis coccinea only puts out a couple of flowers on a spike, and you can see that it carries that on to its hybrids too. Okay, so we see how the parents can influence the hybrids on these very much. Here's a little Oncidium goldiana. It puts out lots of nice little yellow and brown flowers. People call these dancing ladies, and you can see why. Just move this along, and they dance. Okay, here's an Encyclia hybrid that is just getting ready to, well, it is opening up. You can see this one isn't quite open yet, but we have 2 flowers that are green with a white lip, and it's got a lot. It's a very frilly lip there. I don't know if you can see that, and it will open up a bit more here, but that's Encyclia or Epidendrum ciliare. Not used very much in hybrids. Okay, and we'll move along here. Remember back with Fraxidenii, I mentioned Phragmipedum longifolium. This is longifolium here. It is a sequential bloomer, and I'll move these out of the way. Here's a new flower spike on another, a new flower on another flower spike. And again, if you notice, this is a bit darker in the color than this one here, which has been open longer, and this strong sunlight makes a huge difference. Okay, and these will last. An interesting thing is when this is done blooming, the flower falls off perfect. It doesn't fade or anything like that, and for a couple of days you have this beautiful flower that is falling off the plant, and you can enjoy it like that. Okay, we'll move along here. This is supposed to be Dendrobium kingianum. There's been some discussion as to whether it's really kingianum, because the traditional kingianum is a pink. This is supposedly variety Selkakii, and I have referenced this, and there is a variety of called Selkakii, which is white with a patterned lip like this, but it does not look quite the way it should if it was really kingianum. And there's natural hybrids going on with some of these things, so we don't really know. Another dendrobium that's just starting to bloom. I'll hold this up for you, see if I can hold it steady. I love this thing. This is Dendrobium amethystoglossum, and it puts its flowers out on chains, and this will continue to become more and more of a show as we go on here. And I'll show it to you again next month, and hopefully it will be a much fuller bloom. Okay? So I think that is about it for right now. Give you a view of the benches. This greenhouse is not completed yet. There's other benches that I'm going to be putting in, and my orchid collection will continue to grow and grow and grow, and I'll have more and more and more to show you. Thank you, YouTube, for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next month. Bye-bye.